The South African Red Cross Society is today giving away the much-needed cash vouchers to about 2,000 households in KwaZulu-Natal recently affected by the floods. The Cash Voucher Assistance Program is worth 3.5 million rand. Now this, as we say, is for 2,000 households. It's happening in Verulam in KwaZulu-Natal. However, the recipients are from various parts of the province. Let's now talk to KwaZulu-Natal Red Cross Provincial Manager, Siyabonga Hlatshwayo, as well as, I think, what we've got, Slindele Cele, who's going to be one of the recipients of this particular amount of money. So, both of you, thank you very, very much. Siyabonga and Slindele, welcome to Morning Live. Thanks for your time.
Good morning to you, as well as the viewers at home. Thank you for inviting us.
It is such a pleasure, and I think on behalf of South Africans, we thank you, the Red Cross, for all the work that you've been doing and helping the flood victims who've lost absolutely everything. What has it been like for you before I even get into what's about to take place today?
Okay, it has been quite testing, emotionally draining. The situation is quite devastating. As we get into the ground, as we get to access many communities, we've been learning of how much of the damage has been caused by the floods and the heavy rains that we recently witnessed in KZN. However, we are trying our best to find the best solutions that we can bring to the communities. As one of them is being the cash and voucher assistance. We are still looking into an 18 months project that is going to try and ensure that there is rehabilitation, there is recovery, and also even supporting the communities until they're back on their feet. So that is actually what we are trying to engage in. As we came in and promised that we are going to be distributing the cash and voucher assistance, we've been working very hard to try and verify the information, get information from the communities, verifying it, and trying to stick to the criteria that we are using to select who gets to benefit. As today, we are in one of the areas that where 350 households were washed away by the floods. 5 people died. And also there are currently people that are being displaced that we have been providing with food, clothes, blankets, and mattresses. So we have come back to say, we are trying our best to provide as much as we can for the needy community at the moment.
Yeah. Slindele, I hope that you have settled a little bit. Perhaps you can tell us, how badly were you affected by these floods?
Sorry, can she engage in isiZulu?
Please do, absolutely.
Yeah, sanibona. Igama lami nguSlindile ngibakacele endaweni yaseMhlasini. Ngaba nenkinga ngesikhathi seyikhukhula, umuzi wami wahamba kanye nakho konke kwakuphakathi. Akukho kwasinda, ngaphuma ngiqoke i-night dress negown nama slippers. So nengane nje sasala singenalutho, kwahamba konke. Akukho kwasalayo.
Slindele, that is devastating. So Slindele telling us that she lost absolutely everything. Her house gone. The only remaining item was her slippers. I mean, that is just absolutely devastating. So when we talk about the assistance that's now coming, I mean, it's 3.5 million rand set aside for 2,000 homes and residents that have been affected by the floods. I know you said that there was a process of choosing, and I mean, the story of Slindele and her family, I can only imagine, is the same story that you've heard from so many other people. You said there's a system in place to try and find who can actually be a beneficiary. How do you go about that? I mean, how do you find those beneficiaries?
Okay. The first one has been the assessments that we've been conducting in the communities. As we are conducting assessment and physically conducting assessment in the communities, we then identify beneficiaries that are totally displaced, with households that were totally damaged, especially those that had to be placed in the shelters. Those are our primary target at the moment, because I think as much as we can provide any kind of relief, but for as long as people are still displaced, those are the most needy people. But we are continuing with a second phase as well as a third phase. The second phase is going to be where now we are looking at the people that were displaced but residing with their family or friends. We are also going to be engaging in supporting them. And the third phase now is going to be also, like generally, other people that have been affected. As I was saying, that we are looking at an 18-month project that is going to ensure that we are supporting everyone. The support could not only be through cash and voucher assistance, food parcels, or in-kind with donations, but for some people, they are in need of psychosocial support. It's quite devastating what we have experienced as a province. Some people are in need of psychosocial support. Some people are in need to be linked with their families and all of that. So that is the project that we are looking in. But also we are working very close with the local leadership, like your ward councillors, as well as their teams. We are working closely with them, the government disaster management, into ensuring that we are identifying the right beneficiaries and the relief is actually going to the most deserving beneficiaries.
Yeah. So just to ask Lindile again, and please, if you can assist Siyabonga if she doesn't to understand, but where has she been living? How has she been surviving? Because it has been a while since the floods now. Has she gotten any assistance from government at this point now, as we sit already a few months after the incident?
Yeah, kusho ukuthi indlela esasinda ngayo ngakwazi ukuthi ngiphume. Ngangikline nengane eziwu-2, ingane yami ena 10 years. Nomzukulu wami ona 3 years. So ngesikhathi sesivalelekile ngaphakathi endlini ngabe sengiyaphuma ke nenengane. Sakwazi ukuthi indlu iwe sina sesingaphandle. Yabe seyahamba ke indlu nempahla. Ikhansela ke labe seliyasuka lasinikeza indawo eholi ukuthi sikwazi ukuthi sizohlala khona. Liyasinakekela, liyasinikeza ukudla, lasilethela ingubo zokulala nephantsho mattress. Sakwazi ukuthi silale. Yona ndlela nje esiphila ngayo njengamanje ukuthi sihlale eholi, kodwa konke esikudingayo njengala ngaphakathi siyakuthola. Siyanakekeleka. Udisaster uyafika usilethele ukudla, usilethele impahla zokugqoka, usilethele nengubo zokulala. Uyasisiza kakhulu njoba nje ushilo nasekuqaleni ukuthi khona ama-vouchers osinikeza wona, because kunezinto esingakwazi ukuthi siyithole ngesikhathi bengabe besinikeza izinto. Bayakwazi ukuthi basinikeze ublankethe, basinikeze ukudla nezinto zokuthi sikwazi ukulala. Kodwa kunezinto abangakwazi ukusinikeza zona, njengezinto njengama-underwears. Ngihlala nezingane zamantombazane ezinesikhathi sokuthi njalo ngenyanga ziya kuma-period, so zidinga ama-pads. Zinezinto eziningi eziyidingayo abangakwazi abantu abasilethela izinto ukuthi bakwazi basinikeze zona. So kuleyo voucher leyo abazosinikeza yona, ngicabanga ukuthi sizokwazi ukuthi sithole izinto ezikanjalo, solo bra, sithole zonke izinto lezi ezisithekile ezindala.
Yeah. Sindile, completely understand. I mean, getting what you're saying. Just, she was just relaying what happened. Again, house destroyed. Her grandchild, 3 years old, and I think her child, 10 years old, and they're fine. They survived, but they're living in a hall. They are getting assistance when it comes to blankets and, perhaps being fed and things like that. But when it comes to private things that they need to purchase and personal things, they just are not able to do it, and this money is going to help. I know we're almost done, but I just need to ask you, Siyabonga, a little bit of the logistics around all of this. I mean, how much does an individual get? How long is this going to last for? But I suppose the most important thing is to get people independent again. I mean, we can't be living in halls and relying on handouts forever. So where to? Where do we go from here?
Okay, from here, we initially we wanted to run the grant for 2 months, but then we felt because of the need, let us just the whole allocation for the person, let's just allocate it and not divide it in 2 months. Let's just give them the whole allocation so that they can be able to plan better in terms of what they can do with the allocated funding for them. From here, We are also looking at going back now to identifying more beneficiaries and also who are also going to be benefiting. But the ones that are here that are still displaced, you are not going to be leaving them. We're still going to be continuing supporting them with the in-kind and everything. But the funding for this one is going to be 1 month, because we have decided to combine it so that we do not distribute it in 2 months or in 3 months. Then also, the next phase is going to be looking at the damage and the need, and we also allocate accordingly, and we will be able to reach out and be able to distribute. But we are still going to be here, as I did say, that we are planning on 18 months providing relief to ensure there is recovery and also there is rehabilitation.
That's unbelievable. I thank you. Thank you so much for talking to us. We wish you the best of luck. I know this is a very difficult time, and we appreciate the work that you're doing, and we're sending so much love to Silindele and her family at this tough time. KwaZulu-Natal Red Cross Provincial Manager Siyabonga Hlatshwayo, and also one of the flood victims that is accompanying Siyabonga, Silindele, talking to us and being very brave about that, just relaying her story to us.